Hey guys, so I'm filming this while I'm sick, which is why I sound like I'm dying. But anywho, this first recipe is going to be my version of Shakshouka. I started off with cutting whatever vegetables I had at home. I didn't have any bell peppers at the time, which is something I would usually include, but I cut up some garlic, I cut up some tomato, I put in some asparagus in this one because that's just what I had at home. I put all the veggies into a pan with a little bit of vegetable oil, and I put lots of spices. I usually do garlic powder, onion powder, salt, lemon pepper, and a dash of cayenne. Then I added in some crushed tomatoes. Into my magic bullet, I put 1 egg, and I put about 1/4 of a block of firm tofu and blended that up. I created a little well in all my veggies that have been cooking, and I poured the tofu egg mixture into that well, and that's going to be kind of like my egg that would be in traditional shakshuka, and topped it with some freshly cracked pepper and some salt and put that in the oven. I also got some pieces of bread with some olive oil and put those in the oven. Of course, I had to make myself some iced coffee because that is literally how I function. And I just used cold brew that I make at home on some ice, and I added in some French vanilla creamer. The shakshuka is done when you can poke it with a toothpick or a small object and it comes out basically clean. Of course, you can cook it as long as you want. If you want it a little more soft and jiggly and runny, you can do that. I put a little bit of crema mexicana on top, and I eat it with the bread I toasted. For this next recipe, I did a tomato carrot soup. So basically what you do is you cut up some garlic, you cut up some tomatoes, of course, some carrots, and keeping in mind that most of the servings I make is just for myself or 2 people, so I didn't cut up very much. But I did that, put them all on a tray with some tin foil or whatever parchment paper, and I roasted those up in the oven. Next, I'm preparing some chai tea that I will be letting cool down for a chai latte. For dessert, I am preparing this kind of healthier snack. I'm using steel-cut protein oats. I put in a little bit of, looks like I used caramel creamer, and a little bit of almond milk. Then in a bowl, I'm getting some Nutella, some peanut butter, and I'm gonna melt that down with some chocolate chips in a sort of ghetto double boiler situation. I get the melted chocolate peanut butter mixture, I pour it on top, coat it evenly, and stick it in the freezer. I pull those roasted veggies out of the oven. I stick them into my magic bullet or whatever blender you have, and I blitz those up. I put the blended up veggies in a pot with a little bit of crushed tomatoes and some butter, and if you want to make it even creamier, you can add some plant milk. I added all the spices that I usually do and some dried basil. Finishing that chai from earlier, I got the cooled down chai tea, put it in a glass, and added some cinnamon creamer, and I'm topping it with some cinnamon powder. For the grilled cheese portion of this recipe, I actually put vegan mayo on my bread, and I know that sounds disgusting, but the flavor basically cooks away, and all it does is give it a nice golden brown crunch on the outside. I cut the grilled cheese into triangles, and then I plate the soup up with a little bit of cream on top and parsley.
That's good as fuck.
You like it?
Fuck yeah.
The next recipe is just a really simple veggie pasta, and of course you gotta start off by salting your water and cutting up all your veggies. I used basically the same veggies in all of these recipes because those were the veggies I had that week, but I usually rotate around. So maybe the next week I'll buy some cauliflower and some kale and some squash, but these are the veggies I had at hand that week. I put my pasta into some simmering water. I used spaghetti. And then I got a small pan with some oil, and I put the veggies into the pan with a spoonful of water to cook down. Once the veggies were cooked, I set those aside onto a plate, and in that same pan, I put some heavy cream. And then I'm going to be adding a spoonful of pesto. And of course I put seasoning into this, and I put a lot of garlic into this. I added a pinch of plant milk and a little bit of cheese. You can add whatever you want to it, but I just incorporated the spaghetti and then I plated it and topped it with the veggies. So that's pretty much it, guys. These are just some of the meals I might have in a week. I don't restrict my diet in any way other than the fact that I'm vegetarian, but you can make these in any way that suits you and your diet. I hope that these recipes can maybe inspire you to try and make more food on your own at home, save you some money, and to eat what makes you and your body happy. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe because I do plan on making more videos for you guys. Love you, and happy 2022.